What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely incredible day. I know I am. If you are, please smash that like button harder than whatever you've smashed really hard before. Maybe your toe into the edge of the coffee table. Maybe your PlayStation controller after a kid kills you in Fortnite and then joins your party after and says, "Ha ha, I killed you. Ha ha, I killed you. Your mom doesn't love you." But your mom just got diagnosed with mesothelioma and now you're not quite sure if you're entitled to legal compensation. Not that that's ever happened to me, you know. That might be a little specific. But hey, somebody out there, it's probably happened to you. Today I'm going to be telling you guys the story of a time a friend, or should I say was a friend of mine, stole my car. It's a pretty weird scenario, you know. It's not every day where you're like, ah man, my friend's really just going to pull off with my whip. But hey, I guess it really didn't seem like that big of a deal at a time, but in retrospect, I don't know how I was pretty cool with it. So without further ado, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, arrivederci, my friends. I don't know what arrivederci means, but it sounds classy, kind of like milk. So I had a friend named, I'm gonna call him Jermichael for this story, and Jermichael and I were like the type of friends where, you know, you're not really close, but the people you're really close with are really close with each other, you know? Like, I had a really good friend of mine named Connor, and he was really close with Jermichael, and then Jermichael was really close with Connor, but me and him weren't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were close, but not me and him weren't close. I hope this is making sense. I think you guys can pick up what I'm putting down. And I didn't really like Jermichael very much, to be honest. I thought he was kind of a whiny little brat who would cry all the time, and just, if he didn't get his way, would throw an absolute fit. And that's not too far from the truth. He was basically a whiny little baby who would constantly just wah, wah, wah every time something didn't go his way. For example, you know? One time we're hanging out on a Friday night, and Jermichael wanted to go bowling, but Connor and I wanted to see a movie. So Jermichael called his mom. His mom came to pick him up, even though he had a car, and then yelled at us about how we were abusing the friendship with our son and how she would not be paying for bowling any longer, as if we were like, you know, asking him to pay in the first place. But that's just the type of kid he was. He was a mommy's boy who would call his mom whenever anything went wrong, and if he didn't get his way, he was gonna throw a whiny little fit. I didn't like this guy very much, but for some reason, him and Connor were really tight, so I just kind of put up with it and kept my mouth shut most of the time, which is really hard for me to do. If you've seen my videos, you know I can ramble quite a bit, so keeping my mouth shut was not exactly something I was good at. And if you notice, I said he had a car, because about 2 weeks after the bowling incident, he crashed his car because he was too busy trying to change the Taylor Swift song. No, I'm not kidding. He was trying to change a Taylor Swift song in traffic, was taking forever, because I guess, you know, she just has a great discography and it takes a long time to pick the right Taylor Swift song, and ended up crashing into the back of the car in front of him and totaling his car. And you know, it's pretty embarrassing to admit that you totaled your car trying to change to a different Taylor Swift song. Don't get me wrong, she goes pretty hard, but if she causes a car accident, you might be a little weird, you know? Like, that's not something everybody has experienced in their life. Haven't you guys experienced it before? You're sitting back relaxing, Taylor Swift song, you gotta change the song. Next thing you know, you're in World War III. Zimbabwe is in flames. I don't know. Anyways, the problem is, I was the only other person in the little group who had a car. It was me, Connor, and Jermichael. And basically, whenever we would hang out, me or him would drive. That was the gist of it. So whatever, he totals his car. He doesn't have a car. And his mom starts texting me, asking if I can take him to his piano practices and all this weird stuff he did. And I was like, fine. You know what? Fine. I'll be a nice guy. You just totaled your car. Whatever. That's cool. So whatever, I'm kind of driving him around all week, and then Friday comes and we're hanging out, and we go, and we wanted to go see a movie, but Jermichael wanted to go bowling. And listen here, you little turd. If you're not driving, you don't get a say on where we're going, alright? Like, I'm sorry. If you totaled your car changing Taylor Swift songs, that's not my problem. You're the one who couldn't pay attention to the road for more than 30 seconds at a time. So whatever, we pull into the parking lot for the movie theater, and we go in, we get our tickets, we sit down, and Jermichael goes, "Hey, I'm gonna go get some popcorn." And I'm like, "Yeah, cool." And he says, "Oh, I left my phone in the car. Can I have your keys?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Whatever." So I give him my car keys because I think he's just going to go get his phone, because when somebody asks for your car keys, your first thought isn't, I bet you this mama boy is going to steal my vehicle because he really wants to go bowling. That is not the first thing that pops into your mind, right? So whatever, you know, me and Connor, we're sitting down watching the movie, and 20 minutes goes by, 30 minutes goes by, and I'm like, wow, he's been gone for a weirdly long time to just get some popcorn. So I go out in the lobby and he's not there, and I ask, and they're like, I don't know, maybe he's in the bathroom. I'm like, maybe he got sick sick or something. So whatever, I go back in. Me and Connor finished the movie because I just really wasn't worried about it. Like, I was like, oh, whatever. If he comes back in, he comes back in. If he doesn't, he doesn't. We're all like 16, 17-year-old boys. I'm sorry, it's not my job to babysit you. If your buddy needs to go to the bathroom, he can go to the bathroom. I don't care about how interested your mom is in traveling numbers, blah, 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 blah. If you can't take care of yourself, I don't know, maybe you deserve to get kidnapped. You know, that's my thought process. It's a little harsh, but I think you guys can understand. So the movie ends and we go back out and we still don't see him. So Connor goes in the bathroom. He's like, oh, he's not in there. So we go out to the car. Maybe he just stayed in the car. He didn't want to see the movie anyways, whatever. And the car is gone. The car is gone, my keys are gone, and Connor pulls out his phone and he says, he took our car bowling. And I'm like, what? He stole my car? And he's like, yeah, I guess he didn't want to watch the movie. And I'm like, you didn't even ask. Listen, I would have been cool with it. Hey, I want to go bowling. Can I take your car? And like, I'll come back when the movie's over. That's fine. But he just took my car without asking and then was just like, oh, whatever, I'll just shoot him a text when they get out of the movie. So I call him on my phone. I'm like, hey, we're done with the movie. And he's like, oh, I'm in the middle of a game. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. You're going to come pick us up. And he's like, well, that's a little rude. I'm like, yeah, you know what else is rude? Stealing my car. You're going to come pick us up or I'm going to call the police. And he starts going on about how it's unfair that I got to pick what I wanted to do, blah, 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 blah. And I make a joke about, well, I wasn't the idiot that crashed their car while listening to Taylor Swift. And I guess that really rubbed him the wrong way. He was sensitive over the fact that he's a terrible driver who can't change the song without getting in a car accident. So basically he's like, fine, I'm not picking you up. I'll send my mom to pick you up. And I'm like, no, you're going to bring me my car. And he goes, no. So whatever. 15 minutes later, his mom pulls up and gets in the car, and I go to get in shotgun, and she goes, you're not sitting shotgun, and makes me sit in the back and Connor sit shotgun. And she immediately starts lecturing me about how I was rude to her son and how it's not even a big deal that he took the car. And you know what? Most of the time, I'm pretty respectful to adults, but this time, I lost it. I did. I'm not gonna lie. And I basically said, and I quote, listen here, you knuckle-dragging troglodyte bitch. Your kid stole my car. It's not my fault that your son's an idiot who can't change a song without crashing. If he would have asked to borrow my car, it would have been one thing. He didn't even ask. And the fact that you have the balls to sit here and say I was rude to your son shows me that you're a stupid bitch, okay? So just shut up, drive me to my car, and I'll go home. And she immediately is like, how dare you? I'm going to tell your mom. And I was like, all right, tell my mom. You're still a bitch. Like, I don't care. And also, I was at the point in my life where my mom's really not going to do anything. Like, I think I was 17. My mom's not going to be like, oh, don't be mean to people. I'm an adult. I'm basically an adult. You don't get the right to tell me to not be mean. I'm going to be mean if I want to be mean, and there's nothing you can do about it. So we pull up. His mom is like, how was bowling, sweetie? I'm like, give me my keys. And she's like, excuse me, we're having a conversation. I said, give me my keys or I'm going to punch your son in the throat. You pick. So he gives me my keys. I hop in the car. I say, Connor, are you going home with me? And he goes, no. And I'm like, all right, fine. And I drive away. And the next day, sure enough, about 8 a.m., I get a knock on the door. And I open it, and it's him and his mom, and she goes, is your mother home? And she has this look on her face like she's actually about to get me in trouble. And joke's on you, you psycho. I already told my mom what happened. So I'm like, yeah, she is. She comes in, she's talking to my mom, and my mom goes, so why'd your son take the car? And she's like, that's not the problem here. And she goes, nah, that seems like that's the problem here. Would you take someone's car without asking? I don't know, that seems a little bit rude. Especially after you crashed your car and my son was nice enough to drive you to all your piano recitals and your cello lessons and whatever other bullshit you do. So the fact that your son had the nerve to take his car and you had the nerve to yell at him for it shows me that you're really, really, really selfish. I never. I can't believe you would say that. All right, yeah, that's right, bitch. My mom had my back. 1v1 me, no scopes only. My mom's got my back forever, dog. You don't even know what's up out here. Me and my mom are homies. We usually, you know, we get along decently, I guess. This is the first time my mom ever really had my back, and I was like, yeah, that's right. That's right. Your son did steal my car, and you are a bitch. That's what's up. Don't mess with me. My car is my car. You don't get to take it anywhere. And that was about the end of my friendship with Jermichael. All right. His mom was like, you can't hang out with that boy. Yeah, you telling your 17-year-old son who he can hang out with is going to work out real well. Nothing says emotionally stable like somebody that has to call his mommy before he goes bowling every time. But me and Connor ended up hanging out more. We hung out a little less because obviously him and Jermichael were tight. I guess they were friends from when they were really young or whatever, but he knew it was weird. He knew I was in the right. But moral of the story is, don't steal my car, you nincompoop. Otherwise, I will flame your mother, and you don't want me to flame your mom because I'm sure to this day she still cries every night about the ferocity with which I attacked her. Much like a lion in The Lion King, Scar and Mufasa, levels of savagery pulling out every tooth in their mouth. On that note, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the video. If you liked it, if you didn't like it. These are things that I need to know to appease the people, the people's people. I love each and every one of you guys very much. The support recently has been insane, and I really, really, really do appreciate it. Don't get anyone pregnant, and if you do, make sure they're hot. And if your kid ever steals a car, don't show up to their house and complain about it, all right? Like, let's be realistic here. You're in the wrong, and there's nothing you can do to convince me that you're in the right. I'm out. Peace.